Hey guys, it's Valiant Brad here with another, I want to call it an Average Joe reviews thing, but honestly, my perspective is a bit skewed because I have such an interest in the character. So, I'm just going to call it Brad Reviews, I guess. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Brad Reviews. If Chins Could Kill, the Bruce Campbell autobiography. Basically, I got this book at Christmas in 2014, and it is now March 2015, so it took me a couple months to get through everything. You know, work and all this other stuff kind of got in the way, so I didn't get to sit down and focus as much, but I finally got through it. And honestly, one of my favorite books that I've read, because it is an autobiography, like I said, I think, but it covers one of my favorite actors in the field, even though Bruce Campbell is considered more of a B-movie actor, which actually maybe I should really tell you who Mr. Campbell is, even though and I know him, he's got, a cult following, but maybe not everybody knows him. Perhaps you've heard of the Evil Dead series, Army of Darkness. He also made some appearances in the show Xena, a small show called Jack of All Trades, and more modern, he made appearances on the show Burn Notice as Sam Axe. This was Bruce Campbell's autobiography, basically covering everything from, childhood to up through his book tour, which ended in 2002, because the book was published around that time, 2001-ish. But yeah, and honestly, I really like the book. Like I said, it covers, from early childhood to almost now. And one of the things I really liked about Mr. Campbell was, in the beginning, he's talking about how, he really respects and appreciates the behind the scenes people, for movies, because it's not just the stars on screen. You've got light guys, you've got directors, producers, etc. People who do all that other hard work behind the camera to make sure, you have Die Hard, Back to the Future, Titanic, whatever you're into. And I really like that, because I used to do that a bit in high school theater myself. I worked rigging and props a bit, and it was one of the greatest experiences I had. So to know that at least there's a person who recognizes and appreciates the behind-the-scenes characters is nice. And going into the book, I didn't really know as much about Mr. Campbell's personal life, but it was funny just reading through it. I was like, oh man, I can relate to this, or I can relate to that. He's got a couple of brothers. I've got a couple of brothers. He has an interest in acting. I have an interest in acting, before, the big screen and stuff like that. He actually did some community theater work. I worked with my high school theater. But yeah, I don't know, just reading through this and seeing all the funny, interesting stuff that he got to do, and just seeing that he's like an average Joe, if they got this chance to be, an actor, appearing on the big screen and just having fun with it. He's not some blowhard who's like, oh, I'm so cool, I'm the greatest, just touting the King of the B movies title as something ridiculous. He's embraced it, but he's having fun with it. He's not like, oh, hey, I'm so cool because I'm this. And I really appreciate that. Knowing the characters, Ash and Sam Axe and stuff, that was my basis for who Bruce was. And, reading the book, I feel like I was right on with that assumption, that he's, just your average Joe who actually has some wisecracks and actually has a functioning brain, go figure. And, yeah, so I really liked this book. Now, for some of the other stuff that was really cool that might not apply to me, but might apply to other people. One of the big things he covered in the early part of the book was getting funding for their big movie, Evil Dead. You know, like, he talked about how it was a real struggle, you know, him, Sam Raimi, and a bunch of their other buddies, to get all this stuff together. You know, like, it's kind of a good, you know, if you want to get into making films and stuff, here's some of the stuff you might have to slog through. Now, admittedly, this was back in, you know, the 70s, so it was a bit different then, but some of the same principles still apply. Like, you have to get funding, you have to work with actors, you know, and have right schedules and stuff like that. It can be a real headache, but, you know, these small town kids from Michigan were able to put together a movie and have moved from, you know, their cheap little movie in a cabin in the woods up to, you know, some of the great stuff that they've done. Like, Mr. Raimi has worked on the Spider-Man movies, Oz the Great and Powerful, Darkman, just to name a few random things. And, you know, Mr. Campbell, like I mentioned, you know, he's worked on Xena, Hercules, you know, some other shows. Also, Burn Notice, again, being the most recent thing that comes to my mind. And that's pretty cool. Like, I like it because it kind of gives me hope for, like, if I wanted to pursue anything with acting, like, I don't know, like, it says it's possible, at least. I'm not going to, you know, go crazy with, oh, hey, I'm going to be a famous YouTube person or a movie star or something like that, but, you know, it's nice to know that an average Joe, you know, like you or me, got to, you know, do that and have fun with it. And it's a long, difficult road, but, you know, if you get to that place, you know, it can be nice. Another one of the things that I really liked in the book, for at least the Evil Dead part, was they were talking about how they got some of the different shots. Because they had to be pretty creative. Again, you know, low budget, their first thing. And it was cool seeing some of that stuff. And then, luckily, because I got this later, after, you know, the book was published, he also has this little Goulding Talks about, they have some additions from the Chins Across America tour. Basically, he just talked about his experiences, you know, doing that, you know, dealing with crazy fans, some of the crazy stuff he had to sign or see or deal with, and just, I don't know, it was cool, again, seeing that. Like, he didn't look down on these people, you know, he, like, actually marveled at some of the interesting and funny things they had to bring to his attention, you know, people who want what they wanted signed, some of the crazy stuff, you know, props they made, stuff they wanted signed, etc., etc. So, yeah, basically, if you're a Bruce Campbell fan, or you like the Evil Dead series, I'd say, you know, definitely think about picking up If Chins Could Kill. It was also on the New York Times bestseller list. Just saying. I don't know, Mr. Campbell, you know, is an awesome actor in my opinion. You know, I'm not like a crazy fanboy, but I definitely like his person now that I've read the story, and, you know, I wish you continued success, Mr. Campbell, and hopefully I can finally meet you one day. The closest I've come was when I went to New York Comic-Con a couple of years ago. I was in a panel, got to see you talk on stage and stuff. Unfortunately, I was really far in the back, so I couldn't get to talk to you, but just still, it was awesome. So I'm hoping one day to actually go to a convention where you're at and to get you to sign this book. You know, maybe get a Hail to the King or Groovy or something too. You know, just saying. And, you know, if you do see this Mr. Campbell again, you know, you've done awesome work, love what you do, keep doing it, and, yeah. And also, I really appreciate, you know, in the end, how, you know, you took that moment to say, you know, thanks to the fans for buying the book and just supporting him, supporting your work and such. You know, like, it made me laugh, it made me smile, and No, it's stupid and dorky, but I really appreciate it, even though, like, it's just a general thing you're saying. It's still cool that you took that moment to say that. I mean, like I said, you're kind of a big deal in my book. You're one of my acting heroes. You know, you don't have to be the greatest actor ever, you know, but you get to go out there, have fun, do what you love, and yeah. I hope that I can ultimately do that with what I'm doing with my YouTube. You know, and maybe actually make some money off of that. If not, I'll keep the full-time job. Sorry for rambling, guys, but I just wanted to get all of that out there. So, again, to recap, If Chins Could Kill, the Bruce Campbell autobiography. It gets the Brad seal of approval. So yeah, read it if you like Bruce Campbell. If you have an interest in filmmaking, just to get some idea on one of the major challenges in getting the first one off the ground. You know, or if you're already in filmmaking and are looking to do some creative things for, you know, getting shots. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it's all in the early parts. Later on, you know, it's just about the later career stuff. But still, it was cool just reading about all that stuff. Also, I'd like to note that it was because it was mentioned in this book that Mr. Campbell took part in a series called The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr., I believe it was. I actually found it at Walmart and got it for, like, the complete series for, I think it was like $5 or $10. So yeah, I'm going to watch that because it has Mr. Campbell in it. So I'll have something besides, oh hey, I loved you in Evil Dead and Spider-Man to say. Yeah. I'm gonna end it now, finally, here. So, until next time, guys, stay safe, have fun, be creative, be clever, and, yeah, I don't know. Have fun, guys. Be safe. Valiant Bradley James, out. Hey guys, first off, I want to say thank you for watching the video. This is just a quick thing at the end. If you have an interest in watching more of my work, I will put up the link for my Facebook. Basically, it will cover the other cosplay enthusiast videos or cosplay craft videos that I've done, in case you know, are curious about some of my other work and would like to learn something or see what I've done so far. Also, if you are an Ohio cosplayer, I have a group called Ohio Cosplay Meetups. Basically, it's something I came up with where, you know, Ohio cosplayers can just talk with other people. Maybe you're part of a certain fandom and you're looking for other people to join up with. Might be able to find them there. Maybe you're looking to set up events for your area. You know, like in the spring I've seen a lot of, you know, like, oh hey, cosplay meetups for this fandom or that fandom, or just let's hang out. That could also be a good place to, you know, make an announcement like that. I've seen some stuff so far in the last year or so that I've had it up, and it works pretty well. So if you're interested, guys, click for, you know, my Facebook page, or you can click over there for my Ohio Cosplay Meetups group. Again, thank you for watching. Have a good day, and I'll catch you next time. Valiant Bradley James.